Hello and welcome to Fellowship of Geeks. I'm Jim.
I'm Diane.
And today we have our holiday recap show.
You are wearing a very holiday-ish shirt today.
You know, for all those, pardon my French, damn people that put their Christmas trees up the day after our, October 31st or Halloween, or the ones that are up in July, those crazy people. I was like, it's after Thanksgiving now. So I was like, okay, we can be in the holiday season.
Break out your festive
my holiday
wear.
best. And the Grinch and Ebenezer Scrooge are about as festive as I get for Christmas, but I'm festive nonetheless.
You are festive. It's festively cold.
We got
festively
snow.
Snowy.
Yeah, snow and cold. I'm done. It can be back to June again.
Yeah.
You can have your Christmas tree up in June. That's fine, just as long as it's warm.
I'm somehow not feeling overly festive yet. I even baked Christmas cookies.
We went and looked at the damn lights.
We did. That was lovely. They
I'm glad you
glow
guys
different
enjoy it.
in the snow.
They do look pretty in the snow if you're into that sort of thing.
I'm kind of looking forward to this year. We spent many years where we did a paid Christmas lights event.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm kind of looking forward this year. We've talked about going back to just driving some neighborhoods and putting on carols in the car. I'm kind of looking forward to that. It's a very simple time.
Christmas music? Real Christmas music?
Real Christmas music.
This is Christmas music.
Including your favorites.
Including all my favorites. Maybe a little Dennis Leary, too. All right.
So if you have an irreverent Christmas song, be sure to drop it in the comments below so we can add it to our playlist.
We would like to add it to our playlist. I really like that Dropkick Murphys one. Christmas Where I'm From. And
Yes.
I also enjoy All I Want for Christmas is an AK-47. That's fun, too, but, not your typical Christmas fare.
No.
And then there's the Corey Taylor one, which is definitely not family friendly. So did you get the Christmas tree up over Thanksgiving holiday?
We did not get the Christmas tree up over Thanksgiving holiday.
We know where it is.
Seldom get the tree up over Thanksgiving, though.
Yeah, that was always a big tradition when I was a kid, and now I'm like, did we get it up before the, 20th? Because, you don't get up by the 20th. It's like, do we really want to bother? We get the Charlie Brown tree out.
See, I'm like, if we don't get it up by the 10th to 15th, I'm like, is it worth the trouble?
I understand. Maybe we should put it up in the studio this year.
We have space in the studio to put the tree up.
As we
That's actually a cool idea.
Bring it out, and we could swing our cameras over, and everybody could see your all the beautiful ladies that watch us work all the time in the studio and have room and be
I feel like
festive
you
and
need
have
to
lights.
explain that.
So one of Diane's collections is the Holiday Barbie.
Yes.
That she's been getting since before we were married, which was over 33 years ago.
Yes.
And so we have quite a festive wall over the end of the studio that wraps around, and some are even hidden by the bookcases,
I
unfortunately.
believe this year or last year was the 30th anniversary of the holiday/Christmas Barbie.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I own them all.
And them all, and there were a couple holes in there as we were moving around, or maybe broke, or maybe both.
Somehow, so I'm looking around. Somehow they did the Millennial Barbie 2 years in a row. So they celebrated Millennial in 1999 and 2000.
Right.
And so I ended up with a 2000 Millennial doll and realized at some point I was missing the 99 Millennial doll. But yeah, a couple years ago we were able to
made a little raid on Facebook
too.
Marketplace and found all those missing ones there.
A couple of years they come out with recently they've had lots of different hair colored.
Yeah, they have
Barbies,
the 4 different hair colors and ethnicities and different things like
those.
that. So sometimes there's a dark one, or
Kohl's one year had an Sears.
Sears used to have exclusive ones because it was the same one, but instead of a red dress, it was a green dress or something. So we picked those up when Sears was around. Kids, ask your grandparents; they'll tell you about their Roebuckers and the great Sears catalog.
I am the person; they're all still in the box.
They're still in the box. Don't get out and play with them. And there was somebody that visited our house, a little girl, and she was a little disappointed that you didn't get your Barbies out and play with them.
Sorry.
No, these are collector's items. We have the play with Barbies.
Cousins over the summer who had one of their daughters had a Barbie collection, loved Barbie dolls and was playing with them, and so I showed her pictures of my big Barbie collection. She was impressed.
Rightfully so.
Right, as 10-year-old should be.
It's a good collection. All right, so we didn't put the Christmas tree up over the holidays, the Thanksgiving holiday. Did we do anything else fun?
We spent a lot of time with some family.
We spent a lot of time with some family.
We may have spent more time with friends playing games.
Absolutely. What was your favorite thing we played over the break?
Ooh.
I know you missed out. The little guy and I played Battle of Hoth, and he beat me, but I think he cheated or, I don't know, made up some rules or something along the way.
Sure, I feel like I missed out. I'm playing Battle of Hoth. I may have kind of pushed that the two of you play that one together.
There are like it can be a 2 or 4 player game, and they've got rules for the third person. I'm like, that just seemed wonky to do.
It seemed wonky
because it's a head-to-head kind of
going
game.
Into the holiday weekend. He and I played G.I. Joe: Axis and Allies, which is also kind of a funky game.
Right, we did. I ran it at Origins, and we had 4 play, and that was okay because there are 2 different factions on each side, I guess, or different battle groups you can play, and so that works out. But yeah, third person, it was when we did it, just 3 of us learning the game. It was a little odd to be that one person playing either the Joes or the Cobras.
Right.
So, but no, Battle of Hoth was good. We enjoyed it, and again, I think he cheated. I don't know how else he could have beaten me at that.
He is actually really good at strategy games like that.
Yeah, that's really a shame. He didn't get that from me. He must get that from you. I'm like, where are they? Let's kill them all. Oh, why did I lose this really complex game? God, the rules. Come on. Those are inconsequential.
I had a lot of fun playing the tabletop RPGs. We played 2 different types.
Yep, so we played
a lot of fun.
We played an ego event from Everyday Heroes called the Lunch Rush at Nacho House 13. Yeah. And Everyday Heroes is, for those of you that are uninitiated, is a D20 modern has been updated to the 5th edition rules. So it's modern D&D without magic and with guns.
There we go.
To really boil the essentials down. And so Everyday Heroes is it's a system I really like, and if you know 5th edition, or if you even know any edition of D&D, it picks up really easy. It's a D20 mechanic. You have hit points. You have an armor class. Instead of hitting somebody with your broadsword, you shoot them with your Mac 10 or something. And for adversaries,
let's get into that one a little bit. It must have been very easy because we had a new player with us.
Buddy Ours has been playing with us forever.
Right.
Brought his lady friend.
As my grandmother used to say. How's your lady friend? You have a group that's played the Wednesday before Thanksgiving for
probably
longer
25 years going on
now. I don't know.
Well, and we used to go out on Wednesday night and go out drinking and be stupid, and
it's a very college-y kind of thing to do.
And then we got a little older and we're like, oh, not only is this expensive and crowded and gets pretty stupid, and so we started gaming instead and had much better time. Not that there is an adult beverage had by 1 or 2 of the participants, but
I think as you said, as we've all kind of grown a little bit and a little older and have kids of our own, they enjoy it so much knowing that's what they're going to do the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and kind of a nice guy's way to blow off some steam before you go spend a ton of time with your own parents or in-laws or all of the above.
All the above. Yes. Or be stuck in the house with your screaming kids for 3 to 5 days.
So yeah, that was really fun.
Yeah, Everyday Heroes was good. Ran quick. She did really well, and did good. Little guy played with us. And,
I played. I don't often
play
because I on a separate issue we'll discuss. I think it's really important for guys to have guy time.
You've been one of the guys since we've been together, so
that's true. So it was easy.
Give yourself a break.
The other problem a lot of times is because you DM them, it's difficult for me to play because we've bounced the idea off each other. I know too much inside information, and really have to stay within the box of the game so that I don't use information I know from setting it up.
And I think Everyday Heroes is more your speed because you're not as big a fan of fantasy gaming.
I think that's true. I don't mind fantasy gaming.
Like modern combat action seems more your style, though.
I think I know it better.
You definitely know which end of the tube around
really
comes out of.
I get really annoyed by the amount of time it takes a Magic player to take their turn. So if that means I don't like to play fantasy games as much, then yeah, I don't like to play fantasy games as much. You had 7 people around the table to figure out what you were going to do, and you're still looking in the book.
Have a take, don't suck, the Jim Rohn thing. Come on, be ready. Let's go.
Yeah. So
Understood. Okay, so we played Everyday Heroes, Battle Hoth, and then a couple weeks ago we did the unboxing for the Stranger Things Upside Down board game.
Yeah.
So we broke that, I think Thanksgiving Day even.
I think so.
And played that. It was fairly straightforward, not overly complex. We learned it pretty quick.
We learned it really quick. I appreciate it had a rule system that's similar to like the mechanic of it was somewhat similar to another game we played.
Yeah.
So that made it easier to go, oh, I understand what's going to happen and what's next.
And I don't think I took
how this is going to happen, not what's going to happen, but
took how lethal the game was.
Oh, it is.
Because I died. I died, and we lost to the Demogorgons and those Hawkins Power Company people, which we'll talk more about in a second. But yeah, it reminded me, the lethality of it reminded me of Fireteam Zero.
Yes.
Because if everybody isn't on the same page and working toward the same goal at the same time, you're screwed in that game. And I thought we were doing a pretty good job communicating, but everybody has like their own special power and their own kind of agenda. And so I think that, and as we were learning the game too, and like, again, I did not take serious enough how lethal it was. I'm like, oh, it'll be fun. Oh, gosh.
Do I really need or want an ally? I don't know if I really need or want an ally. Yeah, you need them.
You need an ally. You need an ally. Yep. And like the Demogorgon, I like very quickly shows up in your square, your little space you're playing, and it's like, oh my gosh. And it's not as like, I thought, oh, the Demogorgon's in your square, you're screwed, game's over. And it wasn't that bad.
No. Like, the Demogorgon alone is not that lethal. The steps you have to take to achieve the goal start making it very lethal.
Right. Start making it more difficult.
Yes.
Then you get in the upside down and everything is ratcheted up another click. And then the game was over.
I do think it's one with more play.
Mm-hmm.
Those ideas, like, it'll take forever to go through and see as many combinations of allies, to get as many combinations of items you can
the different item draws, and I mean,
that'll take forever.
So it's a good thing it has replayability value.
Very much.
And I would like to try it with a bigger group, and
so
at least
do
4.
Up to 6, and I think 4 to 6, the cooperativeness would have done better. The 3 of us, it went kind of...
If they cooperate.
Right. The 3 of us, it went kind of quick. Because there's only so much cooperation.
Right.
Like, you're short.
And as your first couple turns, you're building your items and trying to figure out what they do, and you pretty much have a chance to get or change out one of your items every turn. But it's like, oh, which one's good? What else is out there?
Useful.
Right. So no, that was good. And then
I like that though.
Yeah, but the game was good. I enjoyed it. We will definitely play that again.
Even with instructions and learning and gameplay, we managed to finish it within 90 minutes. It really is a quick play game as well, which you don't often find when you're trying to learn and read all the instructions for a game.
And it went back in the box easy, and there was nice organization.
There is fantastic organization in this game.
So it was...
we said in our unboxing, so be sure to look at that and watch the setup of the box is really...
Sometimes it looks good, and you're trying to put it back in, and you're like, where the hell does all this crap go?
Everything nested beautifully.
Yeah, it cleaned up, and like, oh, that was nice. That was great. And last but not least, we played a little D&D with some different friends.
We did.
That we were kind of introducing to Dungeons and Dragons. So we played a second part of a module by Midnight Tower, who does some really good stuff. We were out in Eastern Faraway and finding the lost hunter, and now we're in search of the mad wizard in the tower. And
I really enjoyed a couple aspects of that one. First of all, we finished a module and started another one. So
yeah, finished part 1.
We often don't lapse kind of sections like that. Right. So that was interesting and kind of fun. It definitely played to how much mental capacity does everyone at the table have. We weren't ready to be done when we finished, but we didn't have a whole nother one. Not everybody had a whole
the next encounter was
them.
the big bad, and it was going to take a little bit of time.
I have never leveled up a character before.
Oh.
So this was my first opportunity. You usually do it for me.
Oh, okay.
And it happens in between sessions. Not that I've never had a character level, but I don't physically open the book and level up a character. So that was a brand new experience for me, and it was done with an audience.
And you were teaching as you went. So
one of the people in our personal party could use some incentive instruction guidance on how to politely guide people through that.
Would that be a member of our party that's a member of our permanent party?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was slightly stressful.
He was definitely trying to steal some thunder when we were playing Everyday Heroes as well. He was like, wanted to be the star of the show.
And maybe just the idea that if you own the books and you know what you're doing,
Right.
help someone else level up first and then level yourself last.
But I'm so excited to level my guy up. Oh my gosh.
Right. What's the everybody in the party eats? Sharing the kill. What's the Cthulhu sharing
from the Cthulhu share the kill?
Share the kill.
Yep. Share the spotlight. Let everybody have their moment to shine.
Of that going on. But it was really fun. And again, it reminded me like how easy it is to get into the games and how much people are desperate to get into these types of face-to-face cooperative fantasy games, and
that shared group experience.
The shared group experience, being able to do things that are outside what their normal personality may be and what they would normally do. I'm not sure actually. I played a barbarian, and I'm not sure I played outside my regular skill set or personality.
And now, as the AI will tell us in the description, it's going to it's going to try to write for us later. Our whimsical cat is going to join our show. I was like, I was there for Thanksgiving. I had turkey. I knocked stuff off the table.
So we did not use 3D printed terrain for the D&D game, but you did use it for Everyday Heroes.
So Everyday Heroes. So we printed a big. It's from Aether Studios, 3D printing company I've been following since almost forever. Only the only one longer than that, and they were a kind of a partner of Fat Dragon Studios. They used the Dragon Lock, and they kind of came out of that and then started their own studio.
The cats like to sit in the boxes that you make of the rooms.
Yes, when you make the rooms, there's some good ones of that. So yeah, I printed it was just a regular building to make the diner, and then one of my favorite pieces I found at one of the sets I did not have that luckily was on the Black Friday sale was the diner, because I was looking for a kitchen grill top set.
Tilt it towards you.
There you go. Yeah, it was a little shadow there. So, and that printed all in one piece, and it's got the hood on there. The pans, I didn't know how they were going to do. I was a little concerned about how the faucet would print there, and it printed absolutely beautiful. And it's a designer that's part of the studio that doesn't do a lot of work but does some of the modern stuff. And I was like, well, how do I not have this one? But that printed up absolutely
really
beautifully.
beautiful.
And then on one of the earlier Black Friday sales, I added to my my little print farm and bought the Bamboo Studios P1S with the AMS, and then printed this all in place with two different colors. And these were some of the tables in our Nacho House Diner. And Nacho House, in the world of Everyday Heroes, is a Mexican-German fusion restaurant. And this kind of had that old school McDonald's whimsical kind of color scheme.
It did. It absolutely, and it went so well with the game. And
had the brick buildings, and I wanted the wood floor, and those painted up pretty well. A little disappointed that everybody in town was out of the primer color I needed. So we have a few that had some variation that we used in the kitchen, but Diane and the little guy did a great job painting those up, and the wood floors came out great. We used speed paint paints on those. And then the other thing we added in, and you guys got to play with it more than I did because I was busy writing and putting stuff together, finally broke into the speed paint markers. And then I painted just the other day, I was printing some stuff for the tower for our D&D game that we're continue closer to the Christmas holiday. Broke it out and painted a door up real quick for the tower. And those worked remarkably well. I wasn't sure, because I mean, we've had paint markers before that we used for little things here and there, and they were only okay. And these are designed to paint, miniatures and terrain and things like that. I thought they worked great. What do you think of them?
I was really so. We had used a brush in a lot of the same colors to do that brick and to do the wood floor, which again, and I still can't decide. I love the speed paints because they take less layers.
Right, they're more of a tint than a paint or like a stain or something. And I do like how they go on. There's a learning curve to it because they are different than a traditional paint. But the Army Painter speed paints are great.
200 pieces of brick wall and wood floor.
Right.
I don't want to have to go back and do a black wash and a base
Right.
coat and a highlight, and that can get really
Dry brush and
tedious
highlights
with
on
that
there.
many
Right.
pieces going on. So
Buckle up as we're working on the Caves of Chaos but that's not till 27, so it'll be fine. We got some time.
the speed paints are really good for that because they already have some of that depth and the highlight kind of built into them. But the Nacho House had a lot of windows and doors. So
Those were great with the markers.
Yes, I used the markers to do a lot of the window panes and the little bitty edge pieces. The marker is much easier for me to hold on to than a fine brush, so that made it much easier to do. The control
I get my
was
new
really
ones out
good.
that have the ergo.
Nice.
I'll get those cleaned up. We'll use those when we
I was
to our next phase.
worried coming across the 3D printing because sometimes that can really
because it's rough.
wear our brushes and damage them really quickly. So depending on the amount of what you're painting, that can be really
I
hard
noticed
on the
that
brushes.
a little with the brown, a little bit of the tip. But the nice thing about the big box, the little box didn't, but the big box came with 10 extra tips.
I didn't notice it as a problem. Like all the little door frames I did, I had worried it was going to eat up
Right.
the tip on that black, but it didn't.
And
it was really nice and stayed
caps,
really fine and
right.
fit in really nicely.
And I like how you use the caps to prime it, because the old paint markers we'd buy at Hobby Lobby or Michael's or wherever, you would just prime those against a hard surface, and that great little hard tip you had becomes a blunt, rounded end. Like, oh.
This is brilliant how they prime
Yes.
because the way the cap is built, it's a reservoir. So it catches the lip on the edge of the tip to prime it instead of the tip itself.
Crushing your tip down.
It's brilliant. I also love the way the caps screw on, so they really become airtight
Right.
and will save and last over. Because I worried once we started one, do we have to use the whole thing?
Right, once
gonna
that
dry
tip
out and
dries,
we're never gonna be
can
able to
you,
use it.
do you feed paint back in? And I think some of that is the brilliant of, again, it's not a traditional pigmented paint; it's more of a stain, and so it stays. It doesn't kind of clog up those pores. So I think some of that is some of the brilliance in the Army painter paints there too. So, but yeah, those worked out really good.
Makes it much easier to think about painting many more things.
Right, and you guys cranked out a ton of painting stuff. I mean, I did some, but I was printing and making adventures and
We would
working.
finish the school day and run down here while you worked and do it. So
Art class. Huzzah. Yeah, so but yeah, we printed a bunch of stuff, and those printed up really quick, and I'm blown away by how fast the Bamboo prints. As much as I loved my my Creality Ender printers, the Bamboo is just lightning fast. So
that's another piece that's really interesting as we look at the games that we played. You don't always use the 3D terrain, and we've talked about some of that before. So we played both, a theater of the mind game.
Right, with just a tactical map for positioning.
Right. And a game which really had the 3D design to it that you put together. So it's an interesting idea to have done both sets of those over the weekend.
Yeah,
I only had bored the cat.
Just making sure as he lays down on the soundboard there. I'm like, oh, please don't pull a hot mic out because you're not going to enjoy that experience. All right, as our whimsical cat joins the show, as the AI said, that's so funny.
We ate something fun.
We did eat something fun.
Okay. We ate lots of good things over Thanksgiving weekend. Don't
Indeed.
Rest assured. But our little guy found this at the store. The Hawkins Lab combination Stranger Things pizza
From
brought
Surfer
to you
Boy.
by Surfer Boy. You can see Surfer Boy at the top there. And it came with a little sticker
And we got
inside.
the little guy got the Starcourt Mall one. You can see down there at the bottom, the Starcourt Mall sticker. It's hidden by the Surfer Boy pizza. I'm like, oh, we have to get some more because I have to collect them all.
This was so fun. Just as an odd, great marketing idea.
Right?
It was just a fun thing to have run across. I mean, it's a frozen pizza, but it fit with gaming. It fit with the theme. It fit with
when we had our Doritos and our our dark side or our upside down cookies.
Soy.
That's right. Come to the dark side. We have cookies. The upside down has them too. Huzzah!
Which, in the same way, we had absolutely the strangest experience.
We did as we were traveling across the wilds of central Indiana yesterday, of all places, or the day before yesterday, as we were traveling up to Purdue University for a scouting event, we came across a box truck, and on the back it had the Stranger Things 5 logo.
Stranger Things
on the
season
rollback.
5. I was like,
and I'm like, okay, that's interesting advertising on kind of a plain, old, dirty, basic-looking box truck. And then as we pulled alongside, the side of it was Hawkins Power and Light.
yeah.
And I'm like, oh, and if we weren't flying by at 75, 80 miles an hour on the interstate, we would have gotten a picture of it.
And I'm no kid. I can't get my camera out and the camera open on my phone that fast. But
and it had a little magnet sticker on the door, R&L trucking or some nonsense like that. And so we're like honking and waving at the driver, and I hope he reacted. I couldn't see him.
He could care less.
He's like, idiot Stranger Things fans out here honking at me on the expressway. I hope they're watching where they're going.
In Indiana, of all places,
right,
too.
In the middle of nowhere. I mean, we were in between Cincy and Indianapolis.
It was just fascinating to me.
Yeah, I was like,
I have no idea what it was carrying.
Okay, who knows? Maybe they had maybe it was full of Eggos. Or Stranger Things
really
Doritos. It was really fun. It was like, did that just say what I think it said? I'm like, sure enough, it said what I thought it said. So yeah, that was interesting. So yeah, if you're out there and traipsing around the Midwest, particularly Indiana, and you happen to see a Hawkins Power and Light truck, we would definitely like to know. I mean, like, I even poked around on Facebook looking to see if there were like pictures or anybody else had reported it. I'm like, so it is like a total guerrilla marketing thing.
Right. Like, I was going to say, the only thing that I found that's somewhat similar, because let's all be really honest, Stranger Things and the Duffer Brothers are making every moment count to their 15
sucking
minutes
the
of
marrow
fame
out
here.
of it.
The partnerships that we keep seeing with Doritos and with Chips Ahoy, with the pizza here, like, right? Make the most out of your 15 minutes of fame.
Trapper keeper, man.
But the Final Destination that had the wrap on trucks that looked like the log truck, like that was another one that was just like spot on advertising. So whatever this truck was transporting, the only piece you're missing is what it is you're transporting in your
right
Hawkins Power and Light.
It's just cleaning supplies. It's nothing. Pay no attention. Pay no attention. Nothing to see here. Move on. Well, speaking of Stranger Things that's come up a couple times now, we did watch a few different things over the Thanksgiving holiday. What'd you think of Stranger Things 5, what we saw so far?
What did I think? Because dead air, that plays well.
Everybody's like, oh man, you can hear the little gerbil running.
Right?
That's a 3D printer.
Okay, I'm going to go a long way to come back. Is that okay? Are you ready?
I'm buckled up.
All right.
I'm strapped in.
Because earlier today, we were rewatching the first season of Fallout.
Because the new season's coming up.
Because the new season's coming. And I thought as we were watching, I was like, oh man, I wonder if Fallout will have the same type of fandom reaction that Stranger Things has had. I'm not sure whether watching Stranger Things has been as much fun as watching and reading the fan theories about Stranger Things. And can I separate those two things? I don't recall anybody dissecting Fallout and every image and every scene out of Fallout the way I feel like people are dissecting Stranger Things.
I'm sure they did. It was a much smaller segment. I mean, Fallout's very popular.
And maybe more so with season 2 coming, they will.
Right. You'll see. I think you'll see more of that. But again, Stranger Things was so popular. I think the fandom of Fallout is a smaller segment, and then the fandom of the show, because Stranger Things has a broader appeal, not just dorks that play D&D like us, and things like that. But I mean, there's so many people like that have never rolled an old polyhedral or done any of those things.
And one of the things that I think is genius with Stranger Things is it has such a grand appeal to the kids that are of the age of the kids in it. Mm-hmm. And to those of us who lived through the 80s.
Who were that age in that time period.
It has such a draw across that board. And one would hope coming out of that, it helps the kids understand their parents a little bit better. Like, when we tell you we only had landlines, that we would ride our bikes out all day, and now you're constantly on your phone. Like, this is what we mean when we talk about those things. That aside. did I like it? I'm not sure. I like the story, and I think, where the story is going.
Mm-hmm.
I think my feeling is it could have gotten there a lot faster.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned with the length of the episodes they've told us are out there. I'm like, how much fluff and filler and exposition that's not related to answering the questions of the story it's out there, and maybe all those pieces will build up. No spoilers here. Not going to go too deep into it, but there was some, and it was like, is this going to go somewhere?
Right.
And I think you were talking about enjoying all the fan theories when episode 7, 8, and 9 for Star Wars came out. I was back in, and I was so sucked into all the rumors and all the theories and who's going to be this and that. And even when 7 came out, all the theories surrounding who Rey was or is or was going to be.
I don't think we have Star Wars spoilers at this point, but
yeah, if you don't know that Rey's a Palpatine, a Skywalker, Solo,
and all of the above,
whoever she's claiming to be her heritage of now. Sorry about that spoiler, but there's some of the exposition. It was like, and I think I feel burnt by that because not only did 8 and 9 were just hot garbage in my humble opinion, but I'm like, oh, are they going to have a lot of exposition that goes nowhere? Because, we want to show you these things that aren't part of the central plot or the theme or don't answer those questions that are out there. And at some point, how many MacGuffins and red herrings can you have before people don't trust your storytelling anymore?
A little bit that we've gotten more in the theme of Lost. People are so excited about what we have.
Yeah.
We're going to trick you 19 ways from Sunday.
Right. You're going to be too smart by half.
I don't want to be too smart by half.
Right.
I want the really good storytelling that you had and the really good exposition of where you were going.
Mm-hmm.
And please don't tell me you knew this is where you were going in season 1. I know you didn't know this is where you're going in season 1. You might have known season 2, but I have no illusion that you knew there was going to be a 3 and 4, much less season 5. So I don't know. There are parts I really like. There are character developments that I really like on where they've been going.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure I like the character development on how dark. I don't know. Does this feel like spoilers? Do I need to stop for a moment?
I don't know if
Did
you're
everyone
spoiling
just
anything.
watch the chunk?
I don't know. You're spoiling by talking about a general characterization.
Okay. I don't know if I like how dark Dustin has become. I do like the better or continued use of Robin.
Mm-hmm.
And she's a smart character, and she's used really well for it. Before the season started, I was very vocal. My hope is that Steve finds his someone. Steve deserves a happy ending, and that's all I'm holding out for. Steve deserves a happy ending.
There was one of the rumor websites that said, well, after this is over, Steve and Robin are going to have their own spin-off show.
Which might be kind of cute.
How the hell is that going to work?
Okay, speaking of then, have you seen the video clip of, I don't remember his name, Steve, marrying somebody in the Chips Ahoy costume?
I do not. I did not see that.
I've not seen this.
That has not come across my my various social feeds.
Okay. Well, for all our viewers,
he's the officiant.
He's the officiant.
Okay.
Yes. And it turns out it's friends of his. The groom, at least, is a friend of his. I think he knew both of them and had asked him to officiate. And I saw a clip off a late night show. He's like, what doesn't show in this viral clip that's going out is the entire attendees were all in costume. It was a costumed wedding.
We've been to those.
The only part that shows in the clip that's out virally, though, is a bride in a traditional gown, a groom in a traditional tux, and Steve Harrington standing there in his Ships Ahoy uniform. So it does. I was happy to know it turned out
there's more to the story.
Full costumed
Getting your Paul Harvey
wedding,
moment
which we
there.
have been at, which were tremendous fun.
Mm-hmm.
But the bride and groom participated in that too, so I was surprised in this one. If you're gonna have fun with it. But Yes, my hope. I think they would do well together. They have great chemistry as friends together. Really great chemistry. And I think it bodes well with boys and girls can be friends.
Harry Met Sally would have
Wholly
some different
disagrees
thoughts
with
on
me.
that. Kids, if you want to know what that movie is, go ask your grandparents again. Another deep cut there.
I don't know.
So, are you excited for the next section to see where it goes? Are you apprehensive about where it might go? You have faith?
I know. I think I'm excited to see where it goes.
Do you think it's going to go in a good place? A place that you're going to be satisfied with? Let me ask it that way.
I think there's going to be a satisfactory ending. I think I trust the Duffer Brothers enough. There's going to be, I'm going to call it a happy ending. Vecna's not going to win. The Mind Flayer's not going to win. That's not going to, like, they're going to triumph over evil. Whatever that looks like in this, they're going to triumph over evil.
Do you think there will be...
Are there going to have to be
great
sacrifices
sacrifices that you'll be okay with?
I didn't say I'm going to be okay.
Okay.
With. There are going to have to be sacrifices. I've reached an age I'm not going to be able to binge the second
2-hour episodes?
Like I binged the first half.
The first ones were reasonable to, we blew through the first ones. Yeah, we did it in 2 days, but we could have done it in a day if we'd girded up and been properly prepared. That's right. Did need a little, because there was a lot. We've got a little time between now and then, so after we get done with Fallout, maybe watch it again to try to process all the things that went on. Because I think there were some things I missed or some things I'm like, that doesn't line up. And I know you have some timeline questions that continue to Vecna you.
I have so many timeline questions that I'm struggling with that I think I'm starting to grapple a little bit with. We watched something else that also took place in the 80s, and I was like, okay, this timeline lines up better, so maybe I'm not as far off as I thought it was. Anyone want to hear my struggles? Here's my struggle. I know what year it's taking place right now, and I know the age the actors are supposed to be. I know the age the characters are supposed to be in 1989. I also know
I thought it was 87.
Is it 87
yeah,
now?
I think
it's not 89?
I think it was... we did not go that far enough. Yeah, well, yeah, I think it was 87.
Okay, we'll say
is where is modern day in the show.
In an early season, did we not pick up Robin until season 3?
Yeah.
In season 3, they went and interviewed Papa Creel, who talked about coming back from the war and buying the house and his 10, 11-year-old son going crazy. It revealed to us that child is now Vecna, who was number 1, who is in the institution with Elle. So we have some finite timelines that people need to be certain ages for. And to then have a flashback, spoiler, to then have a flashback that appears to put Joyce and Hopper and Ted Wheeler and Kiddo Creel in the same high school at the same time doesn't equal the age I thought he was when he's in the institution with Elle and what age he should then be with Hopper and Joyce now.
Yeah, and I wonder if, because all those you see are flashbacks and Eleven's memories.
They're flashbacks in Max's memories through Vecna's eyes.
Right, but you also have the ones from...
I'm feeling very Inception.
You also have Eleven's flashbacks to, as they explain more of the stuff that happened at the lab.
Okay.
And...
So does 11 know how old people are supposed to look?
Or maybe it's clouded by trauma, other things that went on. Maybe he's that powerful that he can de-age himself or present himself that way. Again, there's a lot of questions out there, and I'm like, and supposedly the Duff brothers said they were going to wrap all these things up and tie them up in a bow, and there would not be any more questions. And I'm like,
I'm concerned
there's
this
no
is not
way.
a question for them. I'm concerned this is a question for me. This is not a question for them, in which case it will not be resolved.
What was it your English teacher said about you?
It's an interesting way to think about that, Diane.
Alrighty then. Okay, well,
I'm
before
trying
we...
not to be thrown off by the fact that the actor who plays Vecna
Mm-hmm.
is considerably younger
Right,
than Winona Ryder.
Right.
Right. So there is just a reality in that, but I don't think that's what's throwing me off.
Okay.
I think it's the actual, how the heck do you get to high school with them?
The only other thing that kind of caught me off guard was an interview the Duffer Brothers did that came to light. And I don't know if it was a recent interview or it must have been leading up to 5 that I saw, where they were asked about playing Dungeons and Dragons. And somewhat sheepishly, they admitted, yeah, we really didn't play Dungeons and Dragons. We played Magic the Gathering. And I was like, aha, you're the people. Now I understand.
Again, they are of the age to have been the
Magic
Magic
players.
player.
Yeah.
They're Magic players. Yes.
They were playing Magic, not D&D, like the kids of the age in the show were. And I was like, well, this explains why you got some things wrong. And I heard some other things where at some point, because the caricaturization of the 80s, that during season 1 or 2, when Winona Ryder came in and put her foot down and said, no, you're wrong. You have a skewed view of, what things look like or what things happened in the
Right.
80s, and tried to set the production straight. 'Cause it's like, this is wrong. You're so far off. You've lost your way now, and you're making it a caricature as opposed to a kind of story of it.
So there was a funny bit with Linda Hamilton that was very similar when she was talking to them about, I guess, her great coif that she wears is a wig. Because she said, I have already done this hairstyle multiple times in my life, and
Yep.
my hair no longer does this. She was very happy to have a wig. So.
Yeah, so and then they were like, well, we wanted to include this one villain, and I forget which one of the brothers was, and he kind of stammered through, and he's looking around for help, and but he's just like looking at their shoes like, I'm not sure where you're going, and he's like, wasn't it Vlad or something? And I'm like, oh, you're using Vecna. Are you talking about Strahd?
Do you think he meant, we looked today though, okay, so kind of, stick with me.
Buckle up.
So our little guy got a RPG
Advent
calendar this year, which has been a ton of fun. He's gotten some dice and a dice bag and a pencil and
Stickers today.
Stickers today. A giant stack of stickers. We should totally give a shout out to this company that I don't know off the top of my head. So before Christmas, I will give a shout out because this has been a fabulous set. Giant stack of stickers. And one of the stickers has the original cartoon characters.
Mm-hmm.
And it has Tiamat in the background. But in between them, it has Venger with the wings. Do you think they meant Venger?
I don't know they would have watched the cartoon being the age they were and playing Magic, because the cartoon they were too young, right? And I don't know how many copies of that were out there on VHS at Grandma's house. Enough about your mom. That'd be My Little Pony or whatever.
My mom has He-Man.
He-Man.
The kids still watch the original VHS He-Man episodes with the original commercials for other Hasbro toys in them.
And I guess years ago, when your nephews were younger, they're graduating from college now. I hooked them up with Mask because they'd seen an episode of Mask, I think, that was recorded at Grandma's, and they wanted more. And so I went out and I found those and made those up for them so they could watch Mask. And your sister was happy and sad because she had to listen to the, Mask get played like 3 times every episode and every 20 minutes that went by.
Yes, I doubt that listening to the Duffer Brothers, they grew up with bootleg copies of the D&D cartoon played at Grandma's house.
We watched it on beta, but then the beta machine died and we couldn't watch them anymore. Yeah, I don't feel like they were talking about Wenger. I think when he said,
I bet they meant
because he was talking vampire. He was
so.
talking about Strahd. And I mean, that is arguably the most famous villain module set out there. And I know once.
Isn't Eddie's campaign? Aren't they fighting Strahd?
I don't know. I'd have to go in and look. I don't think so.
Okay.
In Mike's campaign, they were facing. They were. I mean, it was originally the Mind Flayer, and there's one of those theories out there, and I've tried not to get into those. I know our little guy has soaked every last one of them.
So far down the
He's
rabbit
like, well,
hole.
this theory and that theory. I'm like, shut up and watch the show.
If you pause it at this many seconds into
and start Dark Side of the Moon, I'm like, okay, stop. Just everyone, please stop. I'm like, did you mean Strahd? I'm like, okay. I'm like, I can. Like, Strahd is kind of trapped, sort of the way they're leading Vecna to showing being trapped in, like, the Upside Down or his mind. And I'm like, is that what they meant? So, yeah, that was just interesting. And I'm like, when I heard that, I was like, okay, this makes things line up and make sense. But they said they used D&D as a way for the kids to explain what was happening through a lens they would understand and could come to grips with.
And I think that's very clear in episode 1.
Mm-hmm.
It's very clear. They get back out their characters. They're like, oh no, it's something like this.
Right.
What if it's like, and they open the book and they read it. And they use this terminology for things in the Upside Down that are terminology they know that they can adapt. I think at the beginning, they're very clear that's not what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I was disturbed that they've shortened it to calling them demos.
Yeah.
For Demogorgons. That really bothered me.
Teeny tiny minor spoiler. It's really an annoyance.
Demos.
All right. So enough about Stranger Things.
Okay, Stranger Things. We talked about Fallout's coming out, though.
Fallout next season's coming out. We've started rewatching the first season there.
But I did find, because of this interpretation and this deep dive into Stranger Things that's going on, as we started watching it, all of a sudden I was like, I have 1,000 extra questions I didn't have last time we watched Fallout. Personally, because I am unfamiliar with that IP. I went through it last time, just happy-go-lucky. This is an interesting new IP to me. And now I'm like, oh, does this connect to that? And does this mean this? And does that mean that? And do you think in the next one? Then everyone told me to be quiet and watch the show.
I played a little bit of Fallout, but Wasteland was my post-apocalyptic game of choice that I played forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. And like, again, I think I had it on a console, but I was familiar enough with the general world and some of the pop culture pieces and the things like that. I keep looking at the role-playing game and I'm like, I should pick that up and learn it and play it, and I need one more role-playing game. No, I don't. Anyway, so yeah, watching that, but that was, but looking forward to that and learning more about that world, because again, I only know so much, because I didn't play the games that much and I wasn't a huge fan, just like the type was just not a game I enjoyed particularly. So what else did you watch over Thanksgiving? Any classics? We missed, we didn't get Charlie Brown done.
We didn't, and I've debated. We own Charlie Brown,
right.
so
we don't have to wait for Apple TV to let us have it for one day.
Correct. Yes, and there's a whole movement going on.
Own your media.
Own
kids.
your media again. Hard copies of your media. So I am kind of sad. I'm wondering if when we watch the Christmas special, if maybe we should watch the Thanksgiving special first, because it's a fun.
It is, and that's one of the good ones. We did do the classic.
We did do the classic.
The best Thanksgiving movie of all time.
So we watched Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Classic John Hughes film.
It is a classic John Hughes film. It is a classic John Candy film.
Where the line "I like me" comes from.
Right. My wife likes me. There are so many good ones.
It's such a quotable movie. Steve Martin is so good. Just the relationship and the banter he has with John Candy and everything they go through. And if you've ever traveled more than a couple flights here and there, and the things that can go wrong,
whether you've traveled over a holiday or not, if you have ever done plane travel, this movie resonates
Right.
so well.
And the nice thing about thunderstorms in the summer, you miss for a storm, like the thunderstorm passes and things go back to normal. The snow takes a while to process through, and then it's usually followed by cold, which makes it harder. And
Or like they've just reached
Yeah.
a settlement when Southwest System went out 2 years ago.
yeah, 2022.
In 22, and their whole system went down over the holiday season and canceled flights for like 3 days.
Right.
It takes forever to catch back up on some of those things. And I think we resonate with it. We have done a lot of plane travel.
Yes.
We do travel by plane.
I was a road warrior for a
with that.
number of
You were
years.
for a number of
And the
years.
idea of flying anywhere around the holidays, so I'm like, no, I don't need to go that bad.
And personally, it's always fun to be a recreational flyer, a leisure flyer, and to get on a plane on a Sunday night or a Monday morning with all these guys in suits who are clearly just trying to get to their next work event and get home again. It's you see such a swath of society. But I think
take their
because
socks
you
off
did
and swing them
that,
next to you.
I think because you did that, we as a family, if it's within 8-10 hours, we'll just drive.
Get
we'll
the
just
old
drive.
family truckster, yeah. And I mean, I've driven through blizzards, and left my rental car and handed the key to the bus driver to get back to the airport because the shutdown was coming. I've flown the day after a hurricane came through Boston where we're like, I'm not giving my rental car up for anything until I know my flight's leaving, because if not that the
just
drive
driving
from Boston is fun. I mean, there's 2 days of air traffic blocked up. I'm like, is our plane even here? Could it get here? Because it was the night before, and we flew out the next day. And I don't know. And like a lot of the people we were with at the conference did not, and we did. And I'm like, I'll take that miracle. But I'm like I was very hesitant to give up my rental car. I'm like, no.
And to some extent, there's that added step. Like if you fly, you also then have to rent a car so you can get around, or you're beholden to sections of I tend to fly with family. So I'm beholden to a section of family to get me to and from everywhere I want to go.
Right.
The freedom of being somewhere else and having your own vehicle is huge. And especially when our little guy was car seat age, the idea of traveling with
They've getting on an airplane with a under 3-year-old just
and then also having to have a car seat when you get there, and also having it's like, we'll just take our car. It'll be fine.
right. Car seats are fun
just
to
drive.
install in the best circumstances.
And we're pretty good road warriors.
Right.
We have made 10 and 14-hour days in a car. I think we're more in the 8 to 10 hour. Like,
I'm getting a little old for that. There's
we
14-hour
do look at
days.
stopping somewhere between the 8 and 10 hour trip, because it's not really 8 to 10 hours. You also stopped a couple of times to go to the restroom, and you stopped to stretch your legs, and you stopped to eat lunch, and you stopped, like, sometimes those double up, but you have made stops. So your 8-hour trip is often closer to a 10-hour day. I have done the opposite though, where I traveled with my mother, and you better be looking for a hotel in the 5 to 7 hour range, because we also stopped just as many times.
Driving out to Boston with Mom, even then when she was younger, was
right.
I mean, my mom and a 6-month-old. That was oh boy, you're crazy. That was a trip. That was a trip.
So I
So seeing all those different
freedom
pieces,
yes, and recognizing then when we're out, those types of travelers, when we're out and seeing them. So I sympathize with every aspect of that movie and every aspect of that. Coming into the next holiday, I would very much like to see the John Candy special.
And
we've missed it in our timing wise.
We've pushed that off a couple times because I'm like, do I have the emotional bandwidth to watch this right now? And the answer's been no.
And I think that's, while it is a sad ending, I mean, we've lost John Candy, but I think it's an uplifting film about his life.
Yeah, it's still going to jerk the tears right out of your eyes.
Absolutely going to. I heard someone say they don't watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, though, because the movie is such a downer.
I would disagree.
It's such an uplifting story of friendship and it's like a buddy cop movie where you've made the connection in the trauma that you experienced together, but it ends then with this additional person you've brought into your life. How could that be a downer?
It's man versus it's not a man versus man. It's man versus nature. I mean, if you break it down to the essentials and you look at storytelling and movies, it's man versus nature. It's triumph over adversity.
Absolutely.
And it's Murphy's law writ large. Everything that can go wrong will go wrong, and at the worst possible time.
And every time your mother asks you, "Do you have a pair of gloves?" Are they in the pocket of your coat? Like, even as an adult, you need the little mitten minder so you don't leave your mittens. And because you never know, when you get stuck in Iowa, you're going to have needed an extra glove.
What does Wichita have to do with an airport and a blizzard in Chicago?
I find as I get older, my reaction to how his wife reacts to him is very different every time. Why exactly? Like, what else has gone down in their life and his travel?
Right.
That she
it makes
is
you wonder.
Quite so poignant on asking, where are you and why are you not home?
Like, is it just?
It's not
is
just
it just a quirk of the character? Like, there's more to that story there. Well, some of her expressions and stuff, and I'm like, did you take this direction? Did you do this? They're like, we're tired. Cut. Move on. That was good enough.
It does.
Yeah.
I would like director cut kind of information on this one.
I'll have to get the, I'm sure the 40th anniversary Blu-ray Criterion Collection's coming out with the director's commentary and behind the scenes and bloopers. And
as we head into the next holiday, what's a have to watch for you?
Have to watch. Really, there's 3 that I have to watch.
Okay.
I have to watch Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
When I saw that, I was a senior in high school, I think, when that came out. And I mean, there were a couple scenes my buddy and I went and saw that. I mean, I'm laying on the floor laughing so freaking hard.
Of all of the vacation films, that one is my favorite.
Yeah, absolutely. The original is a classic, and again, John Candy. But yeah, Moose out front. Yeah, Christmas Vacation is a must do, and I know this is a controversial take, and I don't care. You people are wrong. Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Die Hard is also my all-time favorite movie, and it is absolutely a Christmas movie. And anybody that says otherwise, you're just wrong. I don't want to argue with you. I'm just going to tell you straight up, you're wrong. Hot take. There you go. Those are 2 big ones. I do really like the Charlie Brown Christmas. And just the brilliance of Charles Schultz not saying no and being like, you want to show my show because it's like the most popular comic strip cartoon in the world. CBS, you're getting scripture. Sorry, it's Christmas. Not sorry. You can do it or not show it. And they buckled, and still it's just so great to see that out there in our culture. So those are definite, like, can't go through without it. Christmas Story has to be on the list. I remember back in the day when we had, cable or whatever, instead of 17 streaming channels, and you could just like pop on the 24 hours of the Christmas Story and just like pop in and out. Such a classic there. The Ref is another holiday favorite. Completely irreverent. People are like, that's a Christmas movie. This is a Christmas movie. That one is so good. I really like Scrooge. It's one of my favorite. I like Scrooged. One of my favorite tellings of A Christmas Carol. What about you? What are your must-dos that weren't on that list?
What's a don't watch for you? What's one you don't want to watch?
Can't stand Jim Carrey as the Grinch. Hot garbage. I like the Grinch cartoon. Any of the Grinch movies, hard pass.
Any of the Grinch movies,
yeah, hard pass.
Mm-hmm.
Not in the least bit interested. I was way too old when Polar Express came out. Don't care. Don't like Tom Hanks. That's like, no, I'm out. As I wear my Grinch shirt. But,
right.
But yeah, I mean, the cartoon's a classic, but other than that, I'm like, premise running thin.
I think they add too much to the story. The story is actually perfect the way it is told. And to make it from a 30-minute cartoon to a 2-hour movie, you have to add way too much into the story. And you change the story then. You might as well call it something else, have a different villain, have a different character.
Yep.
Just call it something else.
Yeah, there's just way too much added in there. So, any that you were like, oh, if I ever have to see this movie again, it's too soon?
Ooh. Probably not. I love Christmas movies.
Yeah. No one's perfect. Y'all haven't figured out by now I'm the resident Grinch.
I love Christmas movies. I have not seen White Christmas in a couple of years. I waffle back and forth sometimes on that one on whether I really like it or not. White Christmas, for a large extent, is not a Christmas movie. Like, it's not a Christmas movie.
Hot take.
I'm not sure I can convince the boys who live in my house that it's a war movie. But
I think I'd rather watch I
it's
Married
a
a Male
veterans
War
movie.
Bra.
Can I do that? It's a veterans movie. Y'all won't buy that one either.
I'm some Holiday Inn. I'm like, no. And I think I've seen it all the way through, but never in one sitting. I've never watched A Miracle on 34th Street.
I don't think
all
I've
the way
ever
through.
seen that
I've
movie.
seen the whole
period.
thing in pieces, and I'm like, meh. Just, and I don't know if it's because I grew up in the transition from black and white to color. I mean, I remember when Gilligan's Island stopped being black and white and started being in color, and I'm like, oh, this show's a lot better.
It's a Wonderful Life is one I could.
Again, don't think I've ever seen it all the way through in one sitting. I've seen all of the pieces, but
So part of what I realized the last time I watched it was the first half of it is much longer than I think it is.
much longer.
Much longer than I think it is. I thought more of it was in the flashbacks with Clarence, and really half the movie is the front half, and I didn't realize it was half.
Mm-hmm.
So that
Almost like
part's
Full Metal Jacket, where it's
challenging
almost
to
two
me.
different movies.
Right. It's almost
Right.
two different films. And it is a long film. You know, some of those old black and white ones, they made them long. We worry now at 2-hour movies. A lot of those are 2 hours.
Mm-hmm. Talking about Christmas movies, and I snuck in Full Metal Jacket.
Well,
Just in case anyone's keeping score at home. Good for you for noticing.
I like Love Actually, and I don't get to see that one as frequently as I would like either.
It's not offensive, but man, it does not like, oh yeah, let's watch that.
It's a British film, and you don't particularly care for
The English. We fought 2 wars to get
the
away from those
English,
people.
Period. So be it.
Just kidding to all my English friends, mostly.
This year, not as much last. This year, I've read a lot more Christmas themed books and Christmas themed stories.
In July, because you need a little Christmas right this very minute.
Well, no, but like since Halloween,
And books you read since Halloween.
not as many as I read last year.
Oh. She says sheepishly.
She says very sheepishly. Do I have other go-to Christmas movies?
It's not Christmas until you watch. You can say Die Hard. It's fine.
Yeah,
People understand.
I mean, honestly, I will make sure. I don't think I've missed a year with Die Hard. I haven't missed a year with The Ref.
I mean, watching Die Hard on the Ref on Christmas Eve and eating some Chinese food.
So, right. So our plan for a long time was we would watch the family-friendly ones, and we would probably get at least a start on like Christmas Eve. We would do like Christmas Vacation.
Mm-hmm.
We'd put the little guy to bed. You and I would watch Die Hard and The Ref while we wrapped gifts and go to bed. We either are better at wrapping farther ahead. We have in the last couple of years gotten our guy a lot of experiences, so there's not as much to wrap on Christmas Eve. He's gotten old enough he can watch Die Hard with us, which is good because then I'm not up 4 hours after him. He's also up later. But we'll save and you know, I think it's very special when kind of just the two of us sit and watch The Ref after with the Christmas tree on and he's gone to bed and it's very quiet and we're done with one side of the family already and we just kind of take that break. So I'll make sure those get in. Again, at least one watching of Christmas Story, that kind of 48 hours there.
Indeed.
Yeah.
All right. Let's transition from what we did over Thanksgiving to what we're going to do over Christmas. We miss anything we did over Thanksgiving holiday that was good? I mean, we watched the Macy's Day Parade.
We did watch the Macy's Day Parade. I missed the Rockettes at the opening before the parade started, so I was really disappointed. I was looking forward
felt
to
like the
watching the
parade-
replay so I could watch that part. And then they showed up right before Santa Claus, which
Right. I felt like the
Is it
parade
newer
started
thing?
way earlier than it had. Like they used to have all like the stage show little pieces that were canned, but it felt like it started earlier than it has in the
it has
past.
always been a challenge to determine when it starts.
When the parade starts and
Right,
when NBC
'cause-
Synergy ends.
Right. There is a lot of the what's on Broadway and who's got an upcoming show that I don't necessarily
Let's interview the
wanna
cast of
watch.
this new must-see TV on NBC.
I do like to watch all the bands that get together and all the bands that
And they
have
still show less
fundraised
and less
come
of those
through
every
and-
year, I feel like.
Right? I mean, come on, those kids have worked hard. Put them on TV. What's it hurt? So
They're not part of the NBC Universal umbrella of synergistic programming. Oh, look, a band from
I felt there was
East
a lot
wherever.
less of that this year, though. It was
does NBC not have any new shows coming up? Like, yeah, there was a lot less of that, and even the Broadway seemed a little bit less. But some of their other coverage was like, what are you covering? Like it was on. I'm like, and what's the point of some of this? I'm like, oh, you're just gonna sit down and talk about things? Hey, wait, that's what we do.
You made the comment too that odd pairings this year of which singers and what songs were on what floats.
There were definitely some family targeted float sponsors that had not so family friendly singers and songs being sung. I'm like, oh yeah, the hookup song. That's appropriate.
Right?
And there were a couple that I'm like, wow. I mean, yes, it's that artist's probably most popular song, and they don't have a real deep catalog of known songs. But I'm like, this was all the choices everyone made. I don't know that
It was
The cat just
very,
squeaked.
very unusual.
Yes.
So because of that, and then we got busy with food. We missed the dog show this year, which we do like to watch. Normally, it reruns. I didn't see it on the rerun later.
And it was
on
it
the
was one of
rerun,
those
so
useless floofy little dogs that won. Not a good dog.
was a big working floofy dog.
Uh, uh, uh.
But yeah, it was a really nice, relaxing weekend for us. We
Yeah,
didn't end
and
up
we played a
going
ton of
1,000
games.
places. We did get up. We saw all the family that we were supposed to and that we wanted to. And so
And we hung out with our friends a lot.
we hung out with friends a lot.
Checked those traditional boxes, had those traditional games, and that was good because we've been had a little lull in game playing. We've been busy with a bunch of other things, so that was good to get back to that. It was good to watch Stranger Things. We'll see how it wraps up.
We'll see
I have
how
high
it wraps
hopes, but that's all I have. I'm not. I don't know if I'm hopeful. I hope. We'll see.
That makes sense.
So we do have our tickets to see it on New Year's Day. So
Which also prevents the
In the
binging
theater.
of everything.
Right.
So
right, so that'll be good. We'll get up and go sit in somebody else's seats and eat their stuff. So all right, well, hopefully everyone had a joyous Thanksgiving holiday. Got to do what they wanted to do and didn't have to do too many things they didn't want to do. Ate too
hopefully
much.
everyone, if you didn't help clean dishes at Thanksgiving, you should help clean dishes at Christmas.
Or use paper plates. Those are good as well. Those are good as well. So yeah, we will have some more other content. We got another Keychron video coming up for not the big one, but a little smaller one that's coming up. So if you're like, where's the Keychron video?
Where's
There's
the
another one
Keychron?
coming. No worries there. A couple new games we're checking out. There was some good mail callers, some RPGs and Kickstarters that are fulfilling, that are in distribution now, heading our way. So we'll have those to talk about and all those good things, and then we'll be in the Christmas season and can talk more in depthly about how Die Hard truly is a Christmas movie and best movie ever made. All right, so thank you. Hopefully you all had a happy Thanksgiving. All your sports ball teams won, and you got to enjoy some time with families. For Fellowship of Geeks, I'm Jim.
I'm Diane.
We'll talk to y'all soon.